my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and tonight I've got another book tag video to share with you guys. I thought by tonight I'd be done with the book I'm reading, The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon, but I'm just not. So I didn't want to rush it because I'm really enjoying it, so I thought I'd do this tag tonight. It's called the spoiler tag. I'm not sure who originally came up with these questions, but I will try to find out. And if I do, I will link it down below. But for now, I thought we could just jump on in. The questions are all related to spoilers when it comes to books, but I'm sure you could also, you know, have this be for movies or TV shows. But I thought for books here clearly is the best way for me to go, especially because in a lot of my book talk videos, I like to go from the beginning straight on through to the end, and so I often include spoilers in my book talk videos. But I try to give spoiler warnings because I do not want to ruin anything for anybody. So let's get into the questions. I haven't read through all the questions. I kind of wanted to blindly go into them. I thought that would be fun. So here we go. Question number 1. What do you consider a spoiler? Basically, for me, I consider anything that gives away any major plot points or plot twists a spoiler. Maybe not plot points, plot twists a spoiler. The ending I would consider to be a spoiler. Basically anything that, especially with thrillers, there's a lot of spoilers that you could give away for that. But on the other hand, a lot of the books I read are kind of more character driven, and sometimes they're not plot driven, so I feel like spoilers is a little iffier with that. But with thrillers, which I do tend to read a lot of as well, there are definite spoilers that I try very hard to avoid / avoid giving to you guys. Question number 2, does the genre you're reading impact what you consider to be a spoiler? And I just kind of covered that there. Absolutely. If it's something that's made to keep you guessing, if it's designed to keep you on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's going to come next, I definitely feel like that kind of book, just by nature, has more spoilers because there's more to spoil. Whereas, you know, maybe literary fiction or romance or anything like that, maybe not so much. Horror definitely does, but sometimes it doesn't. So yes, a genre definitely impacts what I consider to be a spoiler. Question number 3. All the best bits are in the trailer. Sometimes the synopsis can be too detailed. Do you research books prior to reading them, or do you prefer to know nothing about the book? I prefer to know as little as possible about the book. Sometimes you pick up a book because you've heard so many people talking about it, so you have a pretty good idea of what it's about. But I'm pretty good at avoiding spoilers. So yeah, both. Sometimes I'll be in a store, I'll be intrigued by a cover or a title, I'll pick it up. Sometimes if it's an author I love, I won't even read the blurb because I don't care. I know I love them and I want to read that book, you know what I mean? So yeah, it depends. It depends on how much I want to know. But also another thing that I really avoid, more so than just synopsis, is I avoid reading anybody's thoughts on it because I don't want to be influenced one way or the other towards liking it or disliking it before I read it for myself. Question number 4. Sometimes the introduction or translator's notes can spoil the ending, especially for classics. Has this ever happened to you? No, thankfully it has not. That's a strange choice, isn't it? To put either in the introduction or the translator's notes spoilers. I mean, there must be a reason for it, but I don't know what it would be. But no, it's never happened to me, and I haven't heard anybody complain about it happening to them either. So, question number 5. Name a time somebody spoiled a novel for you. A novel. I don't know that I've ever had a novel spoiled. I've certainly had films and TV shows spoiled, like a ton. Especially when you're on the internet and it's like a popular show or movie that everybody's watching at the time. You've really got to dodge spoilers. But I feel like with books, people are a little more careful about putting the spoilers just like out in plain sight. So no, to my recollection at least, I can't remember a time when a novel was spoiled for me. Hopefully that continues. Question number 6. Have you ever spoiled a novel for somebody else? I mean, I hope not. Certainly not intentionally. But I know back when I first started doing YouTube videos and first started doing book related YouTube content, when I do the book talk videos, I kind of just assumed that because it was called a book talk and not a book review, I just assumed that anybody watching the video had probably already read the book and was just there to hear somebody else's thoughts and to talk about their thoughts. But then as time went by, I learned no, some people come to them like they're a book review. They want to hear a detailed setup, but they surely do not want to be spoiled. So I know there were, especially when people go back to my older videos, even today I'll get comments like, you really gave a lot away in this video. So now that's why I'm so careful every time I film a book talk to put a disclaimer that the spoilers are coming so that I don't ruin it for anybody. Question number 7. If spoilers ruin novels, are there some authors or genres you can't reread? I really love this question. I think it's really interesting. For me personally, I find that a lot of thrillers aren't books that I go back to reread, mainly because you know what's coming and so the thrill is taken out of it. However, I don't feel that way about horror novels, which you could equally look at and say, well, the thrill's been taken out of it because you've already read it. But for whatever reason, I feel that way about thrillers, but not about horror. I don't know why. But yeah, other than that, the books that I read are very character driven. I find those easier to reread versus ones that rely on, you know, sort of a shock or a twist for an ending. So yeah, I guess that'd be my answer there. And finally, question number 8. When reviewing, are you spoiler free? Does this limit your ability to discuss? So no, as I've mentioned before, and if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I 9 times out of 10 give spoilers. But like I said, I do give a warning. But other than that, yeah, because I like to, like they said in the question, does this make you feel limited by what you can discuss? It absolutely would make me feel limited about what I can discuss. So I prefer to just give a brief or general synopsis in the beginning of the video, then get into the spoilers. That way it's kind of, the video can work for anybody, whether you've read it or not. So yeah, that's going to be my answers for those. I just wanted to hop on tonight because, like I said, I don't have the book finished, so I can't do a book talk tonight, but I still wanted to pop in and say hi to you guys because I miss it when I don't do that. I miss reading your guys' comments and seeing what you guys are up to. So that being said, let me know in the comments down below. What are your answers to some of these questions? What are you up to? How are you doing? Are you back in lockdown like we are here in Canada? Yeah, how are things? How are things? So if you have a booktube channel or you make book related content and you'd like to answer these questions too, I'd love to hear your answers because I love to hear how you tackle book reviews or book talks, but avoid the spoilers. So let me know. And or include the spoilers. Avoid or include, whatever you do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you again real soon with that book talk video. Bye guys.